they were horrible. They were all off on three. Yeah. I'm gonna go downstairs.
This is an air check. Air check. Testing 1 2 1 2 for the Hobbs ride over Wildcats in Lovington's territory.
Okay, Tiffany, what do you got on a song there?
1:14.
Let's go ahead and cut that, or try to, if you could try to just pull out of it when at a good spot and then go into the deal, if you don't mind.
Yeah, hold up.
Or go ahead and let it run. You're good. Let it go. We got time. I got about
Okay.
12 and a half minutes. We should be fine.
Okay, so you have 52 minutes left in the song, and then the 49-second intro.
That'll work. Yeah, they took Morgan off the Max Preps roster, but he was on last night because I copied this right off the. Scored 6 points.
Okay, 10 till intro.
Okay, I don't know who this guy's first name is. Armandaris. Is that an H?
Starting intro now.
I doubt he'll play. I think he's probably just. Oh.
$30. $10. 5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome, everyone, to Wildcat Gym in Lovington, New Mexico. Ty Friend here with you, and Ron Gunter live as the Hobbs Eagles on the road taking on the Lovington Wildcats. Should be an exciting battle of Lee County. Streams of fans are coming in right now. A little bit late than what we expected. I think it was because of the soccer matchup. They just played in the semifinals at their football stadium. Lovington defeated Hope Christian 2-1 in the semis, which puts Lovington into the state championship game next week. So an exciting day for sports here in Lovington. At the same time, over in Hobbs, unfortunately, the Hobbs Eagles losing in their semifinal matchup to Albuquerque High 1-0 to finish up their season in the semis as well. So that's where we're at in terms of soccer, but we've got hardwood basketball going on tonight. Hobbs Eagles coming in with a 2-0 record, and Lovington, this is their second game of the season as they were at Roswell on Tuesday night, the same night that the Eagles were in Roswell to take on Goddard. Big win for the Eagles, of course, picking up an 87-53 victory over the Rockets. A 34-point victory, got up as high as 36 in that second half. A lot of point production coming in for the Eagles. Jalen Gore finished with 19 points. Right behind him was Michael Mackey with 18. So those two combined for 37. Eagles also had a third double-digit score in Aaron Mora. He finished with 14 points and 5 rebounds. So those are the three top scorers. Jesus Ramos coming off the bench with a very good defensive effort. Also had 9 points, just shy of double digits. Hit a three-pointer for the Hobbs cause as well. Also getting in the books, Katre Morgan with 6 points. Isaiah Lewis ended up with 5. And boy, what a beautiful dunk he had. If you go on the YouTube video to the 1 hour, 39-minute mark, you can watch that dunk from Isaiah Lewis. That's the first dunk of the season for the Hobbs Eagles. Again, that's the 1 hour, 39-minute mark of the Hobbs-Goddard game. You can see that one and keep it in your archives for the future viewing. So what happened at that Goddard game? Well, the Eagles definitely played some tough defense, caused 38 turnovers for the Rockets, really could not get themselves on track. Although Goddard was up early in the first quarter, 16-12. Eagles outscored them 20-9 in the second quarter, had a 7-point lead at the half, and then continued to just pile it on in that third quarter. They ended up dumping in a total of 20-plus points in that third quarter as well. In fact, I mean, they just were all over them. A total of 32 points in that third quarter, and then they finished up with 87 for the game. So that definitely was a complete roller derby going on in that second half. I think Coach Reeves does a good job of Newt Rockby at halftime, really gets the team fired up to take care of business. Although the Eagles did have 25 turnovers themselves, that definitely needs to be cleaned up against this Lovington squad. Goddard did out-rebound them 35-32, but they were shooting a lot of outside threes, a lot of them not dropping in the second half, so that might have padded up their rebounding numbers just a bit. Eagles free throw shooting, something to be desired, though. They were 50% against Artesia in the first game, just 47% against the Rockets, 11 of 23. So that could be an improvement the Eagles be looking at in this game tonight. Of course, the Lovington Wildcats coming off a tough loss. They were playing at Roswell High. The Coyotes right now are 3-0 on the season, 87-56 the final in that one. Roswell won by the 31-point margin. Really definitely something that they like to get this thing turned around just a bit after that game. Actually, let me give a correction on that score. I was reading a different one. 81-48. Sorry about that. 81-48 in favor of Roswell. A close game in the first quarter. Roswell led 22-18. But the second and third quarters definitely the difference. The Coyotes outscoring Lovington 21-9 in the second and 26-6 in the third. So just single-digit scoring for the Wildcats and a total of 47 points to 15 in favor of Roswell in those second and third quarters. A big difference in the ball game right there. Lovington did outscore the Coyotes 15-12 in the fourth quarter. Their top scorer was Kobe Sandoval with 17 points. Jared Jeffrey added 9 points and 5 apiece for Adam Aguilera and Joey Villalobos. They did manage 7 3-pointers for the Wildcats, even though they did lose. So that means the Eagles better be careful out on the perimeter there to get a hand up in the face. Wildcats also pretty decent on the free throw line. They were 8 of 10 for 80%. So that just gets you caught up on what the Wildcats are all about at this point. 0-1 record. The Eagles at 2-0 with the 11-point victory over Artesia to start the season. And then, of course, we mentioned the close to a mercy roll victory against the Goddard Rockets just this past Tuesday night, 87-53. In terms of point production so far this season, leading scorer so far through 2 games is Aaron Mora, averaging 15 a contest. He's also 40% from the free throw line and has 17 total rebounds, averaging 8.5 a ball game. He is one of the 2 players that are in, or make that 3 players that are in double digits so far this season. Also in double digits, it's Mr. Gore, the outside streak shooter. He has a total of 31 points so far this season, so 15.5 a ball game. Actually, he's number 1 on the team. I jumped the gun there. And Mora coming in at number 2 with 15 a contest. And then, of course, let's not forget about Michael Mackey, too. He is averaging 12 points a game, 66% from the free throw line, has also ripped down 4 rebounds. Should go back to Gore for a second, too. He has 5 rebounds this season to his name as well. Katre Morgan getting close to double-digit scoring average this year. 2 games total so far with 18 points, 9 on the average. Also, he is second on the team in rebounds with 9. Eagles have had some trouble coming out of the chutes, though. So far, they've been outscored in the first quarter through 2 games, 31-24, but they've outscored their opponents 33-22 in the second quarter. Their big blowout quarter for Hobbs has been the third, 56-32. So beating their opponents by 24 in that third quarter, and then, of course, 18 in the fourth, 41-23 differential there. The Eagles, in terms of turnovers, definitely much better, just 38 through 2 games, 61 for their opponents so far. Thanks a lot to that Goddard game the other night. I told you they had 38 in that contest. Rebound situation so far, the opposition's got a few more than the Eagles, 63-61. And the free throw so far for Hobbs, they're 24-47 for 51%. We're going to take a 90-second break as we get ready for the Battle of Lee County here in Lovington. The Lovington Wildcats hosting the Hobbs Eagles. Come back with us as we'll continue on Cool 95.7, the Cool 95.7 app, HobbsAmerica.com as well, and YouTube.
You're clear.
Sound okay?
So far, so good.
Thank you.
1 minute. $15. 10, 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
We're back live here in Lovington at Wildcat Gym as the Hobbs Eagles are in town tonight. The 2-0 Hobbs Eagles against the 0-1 Lovington Wildcats. Last year, these two teams played in December. Hobbs winning by 31, 87-56. Came out quickly in the first quarter, 27-9. It was 26-18 in the second quarter in terms of production. So the Eagles are up at halftime, 53-27. Definitely a big lead there. And in the second half, they outscored Lovington 34-29. Although Lovington got the best point production in that fourth quarter, outscoring Hobbs 13-8. The senior from last year, or actually it was Kobe Salcido, led the team with 18 points and 10 rebounds, a double-double. Also, sophomore Tayton Hilliard, who was back this year as a junior, he had 7 points and 5 rebounds. Also, another sophomore from last year, Isaac Henson, 7 points and 5 rebounds as well. Jared Jeffrey, who was a senior this year, had 5 points against the Eagles. And Kobe Sandoval, who returns as a senior this year, he had 4 against the Eagles. Hobbs scoring, on the other hand, they had a bunch of guys in double figures. Aaron Mora, the sophomore, he was the leading scorer with 14 points and 4 rebounds just as a sophomore. Terrence Smith, the graduate, with 14 points. Guba Van Hook had 13, and Zarius Duarte with 11. Now, some of the returning guys for this year, Jalen Gore, who was a sophomore last year, he had 12 points, 4 assists, also hit 2 trays at Tasker Arena. Katre Morgan, another sophomore from last year with 4 points and 5 rebounds. The junior from last year, Paxton Battishiel, had 2 points, and junior Isaiah Lewis with 2 points and 3 assists. Katre Morgan was a leading rebounder with 5 in that game against Lovington. Wildcats did a good job on the free throw line in that game with 83%. Hobbs just 57% in the game. Both teams are having some issues at three-point shots. Hobbs was 26%. They hit 5 of 19. Lovington was 4 of 20 for 20%. Although the Eagles did shoot better at the field, 47% compared to 39 for Lovington. Rebounds were even at 32. Hobbs had 21 turnovers, Lovington with 37. National anthem here in Lovington. We'll be back in 60.
Clear. $15, 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Lovington. The national anthem wrapping up here as both teams on the court ready for the introductions. Eagles will be wearing their black uniforms, white numbers and gold trim. And the home team, the Lovington Wildcats, wearing the white uniforms and blue numbers. Starting lineups first for the Wildcats. As we have number 3, Kobe Sandoval. Number 4, Jared Jeffrey. Number 5, Isaac Henson. Number 10, Adam Aguilera. And number 11, Tayton Hilliard. They are the first 5 on the roster. We mentioned they've only had 1 game so far this season, so really the averages really don't matter much. Kobe Sandoval with 17 points against Roswell. Jared Jeffrey finished up with 9. Isaac Henson had kind of a quiet game. He had 3 points off of 1 tray. Adam Aguilera with 5 points against the Coyotes. And Tayton Hilliard finished up that game with 2 points. Your Hobbs Eagles starters, Michael Mackey averaging 12 points a ball game. Isaiah Lewis averaging 7.5 a game. Jalen Gore averaging 15.5. Aaron Mora averaging 15 a contest. And Katre Morgan, he's averaging 9 points a ball game. Those are your starting lineups as we get ready for some action here. The Lee County matchup people have been waiting for. The Wildcats being introduced now as they are stepping out of the court. And the Hobbs fans behind us very loud, and yelling out, "Who's that?" after each name is announced for the Wildcats. We'll take a final 30-second break and get ready for tip-off, listening live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube.
Clear. $15. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
We're ready for a tip-off here in Lovington. Both teams out on the court. No tip-off technically because it's going to be a throw-in for the visiting team, our Hobbs Eagles. A have it at half court. Inbound man will be Trey Morgan as he gets it in to start to Michael Mackey at the timeline. Dribbles to the top of the circle, goes back door to Mora, trying to get up with a dunk. Ball knocked out of his hands in the midair behind the right side of the rim. And went off Jared Jeffrey. Will be Hobbs basketball right side of the rim. Inbounding is Isaiah Lewis. Bounce it back door to Mora. Goes up strong with two hands and puts it off the glass for two on the right side. First bucket of the game for Mora. Eagles up 2-0. Early here in the first quarter. Trap pressure defense for the Eagles, and beating the pressure coming across the near side is Adam Aguilera. Kick it down left corner to Henson off the front of the rim on the three. Ball's up in the air and pulled down underneath the hoop by Morgan. That'll be his first rebound of the contest. They'll slow up the offense as Lewis catches the ball on the right wing, throws it back door on the reverse layup. Michael Mackey with a fadeaway coming to the right baseline. He gets bumped on the hip, and he'll go to the line to shoot two as we'll have our first free throws of the contest. And being on the line for the Eagles is Michael Mackey, 66% from the season, 6 for 9. They get the foul call on Adam Aguilera, his first. First shot is up, bounces around the rim and good for Mackey. Eagles on the scoreboard first, 1-0. Just underway here, first quarter action for Wildcat. Jim, Ty Friend, and Ron Gunter with you. We wait for that second free throw for Mackey. It's up, and it is good. He got both of them. Good way to start. Eagles up 4-0. Wildcats throw an errant pass to the near sideline in the backcourt. Rolls out of bounds near the scores table. That will be a turnover for Lovington, their first, and Hobbs will have it on the near side. Inbounding will be Lewis. Actually going to switch it down to the baseline now. I guess the ball was never touched, so it went out on the near side. They take it back to where it originated from if it doesn't touch anybody. Lewis will put it in from the right base. He'll check it back to half court, jumping for it, and barely tipping it to himself to save it as Gore. Then fires up a three, top of the arc, no good. Loose underneath the paint there, and a pull down on the right block for the Wildcats by Kobe Sandoval. He almost stepped out of bounds on the baseline. Now he did do it, as he tried to stay up on 1 foot on tiptoes, but it wasn't going to happen, and it's the second turnover for the Wildcats. Eagle ball on that right baseline again. They've had it there about 50 times already. Lewis will throw it in at high to Moore in the paint. Turn around hook shot on the right glass. It's no good. Tipped up in the air on the putback. We have a foul. Not sure if it was on the rebound the second time or the first one. We'll see what this is against. Go ahead and give that foul to the Wildcats. That will put Lewis on the line, and actually Trey Morgan. And they're going to say it was a push by Jeffrey, his first, second team foul against the Wildcats, and they are calling that a shooting foul. So Morgan will get the rebound, his second, and now a chance for two free throws. First shot is in and out, no good. Morgan on the season at 33%, now 2 of 7 after that missed free throw. He'll get one more. Trying to add to the 4-0 lead the Eagles have here in the first quarter. Second shot up, and it's in and out again, no good. Put back up underneath the hoop, and right over the front of the iron that time was Isaiah Lewis for his first bucket and rebound. 6-0, Eagles up quickly. Inbound to the near side for the Wildcats. Aguilera dribbles the middle of the court, stop and go to the far sideline. Unloads to the corner to Sandoval. Tough pressure being applied, chesting him up as Mackey. Kick it up top to a wide open three on the way and good for Tate Hilliard. His first bucket of the game and the first for the Wildcats, 6-3. Hobbs doubling up on Lovington in the front court. Stop and go for Gore. Hippity hop pass to Moore on the left corner. Up top to Lewis. He'll take a second with it. A lefty dribble to the left circle, back up top. Swings it up to Morgan. To Moore on the left wing. Back up top to Lewis. Threads it back to Moore on the right block. Turns and fires a 5-footer. Misses. Loose on the near corner left and pulled down for the Wildcats. It's a save, but it's thrown right back to the Eagles. A steal for Hobbs on the third Lovington turnover, and then a fall to the floor in the middle of the paint. Trying to head to the basket was Isaiah Lewis. And I believe they called the jump ball. So will be possession Lovington. And a sub for the Wildcats checking in for the first time tonight is Damian Ortiz. And we've got an official, or actually a regular timeout here. We'll take a 30-second break. It's Hobbs 6, Lovington 3. Come back with us. The Battle of Lee County returns.
You're clear. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Back here at Wildcat Gym in Lovington. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you. Cool 95.7 on the radio. YouTube.com for the video. HobbsAmerica.com as well. We got a lot of action going on tonight. Wildcats trail the Eagles by 3 into the front court. Stop and go for Sandoval. Actually, that's Aguilera. Swings it down to the left corner. Open for a 3 is Sandoval, and he nails another one. Wildcats already with 2 trays. They hit 7 against Roswell in a big loss the other night. This team can shoot from the outside, have tied the score at 6-6. Eagles in the front court, threaded back door, double clutch over the left rim. Getting fouled going up is Isaiah Lewis. He'll get a couple of free throws. Ball came over the iron that time, and a lot of backdoor cuts for the Eagles so far. Henson will pick up his first personal. 3-0 foul differential right now. 3 against the Wildcats, none against the Eagles. Lewis will shoot his first free throws. 2 for 4 are the Hobbs squad right now. First shot's up and in and out, no good for Lewis. Hobbs has missed their last 3 free throws. I definitely don't want to keep this tied up at 6. One more attempt here for Lewis. Lewis came into the game at 5 for 9 for 55%, and now 5 of 10, and now 5 of 11. He missed both of them. Ball gets tipped underneath the hoop. A battle there by Morgan and Olivas. And it looks like they'll give it to the Eagles again on that right baseline. They'll check it back to Morgan on the left wing. Tries to get it back to Lewis in the lane. Ball's knocked off a foot. Lovington's got it. That's the first Eagle turnover. Coming down the lane on the other side. A fadeaway is Aguilera on the right block. He got pushed towards the baseline, and they call the foul going up against the Eagles. Good transition work there for the Wildcats, as they'll get the foul against Hobbs. That's Aaron Morris first team foul. And that'll put Adam Aguilera on the line to shoot 2. 6-6 your score. Wildcats' first lead of the ball game. Eagles had a 6-0 lead to get this thing started. One more opportunity here to try to make it a 2-point lead for Adam Aguilera. That was his first point of the ball game. Second shot off the front of the rim, no good. Ball loose and taken down on the right baseline by Isaac Henson, his first board, and returns it on the near sideline. Touch pass down to Sandoval, right corner, drives underneath the hoop, right to left, kicks it over to left corner to Henson for 3. In and out, no good. Mora goes up strong and gets shoved to the floor. So Mora is able to get that foul off of Lovington. The Wildcat fans are moaning about that one. First rebound for Mora, and he went right flat to the floor. So that will be Hobbs basketball in the backcourt. As I see who they got the foul against for the Wildcats, that's going to be charged to Matthew Olivas, his first 14th foul. Eagle basketball on the far sideline. Jalen Gore will bring it across the timeline in front of the Lovington bench. Dumps it to the left corner to Mora, pivots. Taken hard to Ortiz in the middle of the lane, throws up a shot off the front of the rim, no good. Pulled down in the middle of the paint by Tate Hilliard, his first rebound. He'll dribble in the front court, pass it off right side to Aguilera. Jumping over the timeline to catch the next ball was Hilliard, almost a backcourt violation. Unloads Aguilera on the far side. Dribbles up top, underhands the pass to Hilliard on the left wing. Screen up top for Olivas. He was moving all over the place. A layup coming down the lane after a pass. And we've got a foul going up as Tate Hilliard gets knocked to the floor. Boy, did Olivas get away with a major block on a screen foul that knocked the Eagle down to the floor almost. Football block galore on that one. As they call the foul on Catre Morgan, that'll be his first, second team foul. As they will have some free throws here. Correction, that was Michael Mackey. First free throw's up, and it's off the glass and into the cylinder. Counted for Hilliard. Wildcats are now 2 of 3 off the free throw line. Substitution for the Eagles is Jaden Miller checking on. And coming on for the Wildcats is back in is Jared Jeffrey for Isaac Henson. Aaron Moore is going to take a breather for the Eagles, as well as Katre Morgan. Second shot, free throw off the back of the rim, no good. Chased down on the far sideline, though, for Sandoval, his second rebound. They'll take a few dribbles, and D'ing him up is Ronnie Ross, who just checked in. Screen up top, plowed into by Jared Jeffrey, no call. Dish off left wing to Aguilera. He'll come up top of the circle against the defensive Ramos around the right side to the corner. Zigzagging around, lost the ball, going out of bounds, and the turnover. Too much Globetrotter work for the guard that time for the Lovington fourth turnover. And boy, Coach Pack for the Wildcats getting in the ear of the official, thought he was bodied up that time. No call. Michael Mackey now with the dribble now in the front court. Stop and go. The two number 10s battling themselves against Aguilera to the right wing. Crossover move, drives right baseline, tries to throw it back door, but overthrows Miller. Sails out of bounds on the far sideline for turnover number 2 for the Eagles. Substitution again for the Wildcats on the court for the first time, Joey Villalobos. Villalobos had 5 points against Roswell. Looks like Ron Gunter just tells me Katre Morgan might be out for a few minutes here. Looks like a right calf problem, trying to work out that knot. Hopefully you can get him back on quickly. The inbound of the backcourt, deep in the paint, is Hilliard. Throws it back to the far sideline to Sandoval. He'll dribble across to the left wing. Continues to the corner and comes out of it. Passes up top to reset the offense to Hilliard. Clock to 4:45 remaining here in the first. Lovington up 8-6. He'll back it out to the timeline, does Hilliard. Sliding with him on D is Gore. Swings it around to the right side to Sandoval at the perimeter. Screen up top from Jeffrey. Backs out of the pressure here, does Sandoval. Good defense by Ross. Dish off to the left corner to Villalobos. Pass down the lane, left side. Losing it in the air is Hilliard. He tries to save it and knocks it off the gut of Jesus Ramos at the baseline. It'll roll out of bounds. So taking a lot of time for Lovington even to get into a position for a shot. Starting to fumble the ball around just a bit. Now the Eagles going to go to their bench and bring in Tyler Box for his first action tonight. 8-6 Lovington, 4:21 left first quarter. The inbound of the free throw line to Hilliard. Gives it out to the right elbow to Olivas. Kick it up top back to Hilliard. Dumps it in the paint to Jeffrey. Fumbles it. Stolen away for the Eagles by Jesus Ramos. Turnover number 5 for the Wildcats. In the front court is Ramos down the lane with a scoop shot over the front of the rim and scores. First bucket for Jesus Ramos. Eagles now with 5 players to make it 4 players scoring in this first quarter. Going to the other end on the far sideline and getting knocked to the floor as he tried to spin around his defender, Joey Villalobos. They're going to say a block foul against the Eagles. That will be their 3rd personal. As they'll get the foul call. Let's see who they're going to charge that to. Hobbs going to go to their bench as well. I think Box is the one they got the foul call against. Actually, no, Jesus Ramos, his first. 3rd team foul. Inbound of the backcourt as the Eagles check in a sub. That's Paxton Batishil. Ball in the backcourt to Aguilera. Going to take on Box in the front side. Backs out with the dribble. Uses it up on the right wing. Unloads to Sandoval. Or actually, correction, that's Villalobos coming down the lane. Dishes to Jeffrey. Leans and shoots no good. We got a foul going up, though. A late whistle as extending towards the hoop. Coming down the paint that time was Jared Jeffrey. So that will be a foul against the Eagles. That'll be the 4th team foul against Hobbs. Against that one, Jaden Miller, his first. And the free throw is up and bouncing around and good. Free throw good for Jeffrey. Wildcats are now 3 of 5 for 60% from that charity stripe. A lot of subs been checking in and out as Damian Ortiz is back on the court. A little bit of a delay here as they get everybody reset. And back on the line, Jared Jeffrey. Of course, he did play last year for the Wildcat team and scored 9 points. Second leading scorer on the squad against the Eagles. Second shot is no good. And it's ripped down in transition for the Eagles by Ramos, his first board. Comes down the lane, runs into the defenders, and they're going to call a charge foul. The ball squirted out as he came down the lane, ran into a double-man wall, and ball run out on the baseline. They call the charge on Ramos, his second foul, 15th foul, also a 3rd turnover for the Eagles. Coach Rees will go back to his bench. It looks like Morgan's returning after the calf injury. Also back on the court, Michael Mackey. Wildcats up by 1, 9-8. 3:30 remaining in the first quarter. Hobbs down by 1. On the left baseline is Henson. Checks it in right to Boxo on the steal. He dumps it back door, going up high with it. Missing little push shot on the right rim. But getting fouled is Paxton Battishield. So Paxton will get a chance for a deuce on the line here. As Eagles still starting to thread that back door as much as they can, and that'll be a foul on Aguilera, already his second, 15th foul against the Wildcats. Both teams at 5. Battishield on the line to shoot 2. First shot is up and good. Good spin on the ball there for Paxton Battishield. Eagles are just 3 of 7 from the charity stripe. Battishield now on the season 2 of 3 for 66%. He's got his first point in the ball game. Second shot is in and out, no good. And a rebound underneath the hoop, pulled down by Jeffrey, his first board. Into the front court, bad pass in the lane, picked off for the Eagles by Jaden Miller, turnover number 7 of the Wildcats. Throws it down the lane, trying to lay it up with his left hand was Michael Mackey, and they call the charge on him. They're going to say he run over Isaac Henson that time. Second foul on Mackey, 16th foul, and the 4th turnover. So Eagles got a couple of opportunities to drive the lane, got some charges. And some subs now for the Eagles. Returning to the court will be Jalen Gore. Also Aaron Mora, 2 of the starters. We are tied at 9 apiece with 3:11 left first quarter here in Lovington. Game getting a little bit physical here in the first. The inbound coming to Adam Aguilera up the near sideline. Chucks it down left corner to Henson. Returns deep to the timeline to Aguilera, front court. One hands it over to right side. Getting a screen and a 3 on the way for Sandoval. He puts it down. Second tray for Sandoval. 3 total trays for the Wildcats, who lead 12-9. Matching their biggest lead of 3. In the front court, Jalen Gore gets a screen up top from Battishield. Drives the right side of the lane. Little double pump action right, no good. Rebound by Morgan. He gets slapped going up. He'll get a chance for 2 free throws. That's already the 3rd rebound for Morgan. Little tip drill action on the right side. 16th foul against the Wildcats. And that'll be the 2nd on Damian Ortiz. Both teams with 6 fouls. As Catre Morgan will step up. He is 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. Eagles are 3 of 8 from the charity line. Down by 3 and make it 2 as Morgan gets his first point of the ball game here in the first quarter with 2:41 remaining. A 2-point Lovington lead. Coach Pack will go back to his bench. Bring back Tate Hilliard. One more free throw now for Catre Morgan. Second shot's a swish. He's 2 for 4 on the line, 2 points. 12-11 your score. Full court pressure defense, man-to-man. The inbound comes to Sandoval. Driving hard across this time stripe to the far side. Stop and go. Right corner, fadeaway, 15-footer. And they call a late foul on the elbow. Boy, officials keeping it real tight here. As trying to get up to block the shot was Gore on that baseline right. He'll get the foul. That's his first. 7th against the Eagles. A bonus for the rest of the half now. And that will send Sandoval to the line. 3 for 6 of the Wildcats for 50%. Nail that one, does Sandoval. He has 2 trays here in the first quarter. Now a free throw. Substitution for the Wildcats. Javier Contreras seeing his first action. Comes in for Isaac Henson. A lot of these kids playing football for the Wildcats. Second shot is up and good. Sandoval 2 for 2. He has 8 points. 14-11 Lovington by 3 with 2.5 remaining opening quarter. In the front court, driving the left lane after a screen is Gore. A runner shot over the back of the rim, no good. Gets his own rebound from the left block and glasses it home for 2. Jalen Gore with 2 points and a rebound now. 14-13. Hobbs down by 1. Front court now, acceleration on the dribble for Sandoval. Gets a screen up top from Ortiz. Pass to the top of the arc to Hilliard, drives the lane, dumps it left corner to Contreras. Throws up an off-balance 3. Long rebound far side for the Eagles. Gore, his second rebound, throws an alley-oop backdoor. Mora comes down with it and goes back up and connects. Mora with 4 points. At the other end, a long pass down the court to Damon Ortiz. He lays it in a contested right side. 16-15 Wildcats. 1:44 left first quarter. Eagles in the front court. A 3 on the way for Gore, left corner, and he nails the tray with a swish. First 3 of the game for the Eagles. 5 points for Gore. 18-16, the Eagles have the lead. At the other end, a three on the way, left wing. In and out for Jeffrey. Pulled down by Moore on the left block. That's his second rebound. Hands it off to Gore with 1:20 remaining in the first. Gore in the front court. Taking his time on the dribble. Goes through his legs against the defense of Hilliard on the far side. Up top, lost the ball. Loose on the near sideline. A steal for the Wildcats. The fifth Eagles turnover. It's picked up and taken to the rack at the other end. Hilliard on the right side for the layup. 6 points for Hilliard. And we're tied at 18. 1 minute remaining in the quarter. And we're going to take a break and come back in 60 seconds.
Claire. $30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
We got a close one here in Lovington, tied at 18. Hobbs and the Lovington Wildcats. 1 minute left in the first. Here the Eagles come after the timeout. Gore with a windmill layup and a block foul underneath by the Wildcats. Not set on defense underneath the hoop, Jared Jeffrey. That'll be his second 17th foul. Already 3 players with 2 fouls apiece in this first quarter for Lovington. Sandoval, Aguilera, and Ortiz. And that will put Gore on the line. Yet to shoot a free throw. Does have 5 points. Eagles now 5 of 10 from the line, 50%. First shot is up and good. Gore now with 6 points, leading the Eagles. Hobbs came into this game on the free throw line at 51%. They were 24 of 47 through 2 games. Second shot is up and good. Gore with both of them. He's got 7. 20-18, Eagles by 2. 52 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Man-to-man pressure defense, full court, of course. Morrow's going to try to block the inbound on that left baseline. Kobe Sandoval gets it in deep left corner to Hilliard. Hits his pass deflected by Morgan. A steal, the 8th turnover, but gives it right back to Lovington. That's a 6 for the Eagles. At the other end, a 3 on the fadeaway and nailing it. Fading away on the far sideline in front of the Hobbs bench was Kobe Sandoval. He's got 3 trays and 11 points. 21-20 Lovington. 30 seconds left, opening quarter. Top of the arc for the Eagles, Lewis. Crossover to his left hand. Ball knocked out of his hands. Able to tip it over to Box, top of the circle. Back to Lewis on the left wing. Lost the ball off the dribble, and it goes right to Coach Pack and the Wildcats. Looks like it got off the Lewis's hands, and he will lose it for a turnover. The 7th for the Eagles. 20 seconds left in the quarter. Ball comes into Hilliard on the far side. Goes against Morgan, who gets a slap on the ball. In the front court, stop and go for Hilliard. Slows it up. Finds Sandoval on the right wing, drives to the corner. Spots up a 3, decides not to shoot it, kicks it up top instead to Cadillo. Over to left wing to Contreras. Bad pass right to Coach Shelby Reeves on the far sideline. Turnover Lovington, that is their 9th. A total now of 16 turnovers combined for these two teams. Both teams have 7 fouls as well. Almost a tie score too. Lovington leads 21-20. 1 second left at half court. Does he have time to shoot? Gore chucks it at the buzzer. No horn sounds, and it's shy of the rim. At the end of the first quarter, it's Lovington 21, Hobbs 20. We come back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. $30. 15. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Back here in Lovington, Ty Friend, Ron Gunner with you. The Hobbs Eagles trail Lovington 21-20 as we get ready for the second quarter. Top scorers so far. First for the Wildcats after 3 trays, 11 points for Kobe Sandoval. Also 6 for Tayton Hilliard, 2 for Damian Ortiz, and 1 apiece for Jeffrey and Aguilera. For your Hobbs Eagles, leading with 7, Jalen Gore, Alpha Trey, and 2 for 2 free throw shooting. Aaron Mora has 4, 2 apiece for Mackey, Lewis, Ramos, and Morgan, and a point for Paxton Battishield. Eagles were 7 of 12 from the charity stripe, 5 of 8 for the Lovington Wildcats, 9 Wildcat turnovers, and 7 for the Eagles. Hobbs basketball to start the second quarter. In the hands left wing is Miller, and he fires up a 15-footer, took 1 step over the three-point line and fired away his first bucket. It's now 22-21 Eagles. Their biggest lead was 6 in the first quarter. Lovington had as high as a 3-point lead for them. Ball come across the timeline, picked up down the lane for Hilliard. Dumps it left corner for Henson for 3 and count it. Wide open that time, Isaac Henson. It's 24-22, Lovington by 2. Eagles will slow it down. A 3 at the other end for Gore in the left wing. NBA distance. He puts his big wings out there and flaps them after he scores. Second tray for Gore. He's got 10 to lead the Eagles. 25-24. Driving to the other end. A fadeaway shot from the right block coming down the lane. Air ball and pulled down for the Eagles by Ross. Pass to Gore on the right wing. His 3 this time off the back of the rim. And a rebound at the free throw line for the Wildcats by Hilliard, his second. Comes down the paint, dishes to the left corner again to Henson. He drives the middle of the lane. Reverse layup right off the glass, no good. Tipped up by Jeffrey over the front of the rim. It's no good. Long rebound in transition for Ross, his second. Gets stripped in the lane at the other end, but the ball is saved by the Wildcats on the baseline, out of bounds on the near side. It will go back to the Eagles. Wildcats holding on to that 1-point lead, 25-24. Eagle ball on the near sideline. 8 rebounds for the Wildcats and 11 for the Eagles. Trey Morgan leads with 3, Hilliard with 2, and Sandoval with 2 for the Wildcats. Inbounding on the near side is Miller. Up top, Gore faked to 3. Now he's going to roll over to the 3 on the left side and throws up a shot. It's no good. Tip back up on the right block by Morgan. His 4th rebound, no good. And the Eagles put it through on the tip as well as Mora puts it down. That's his 6th point of the ball game. 27-24, Eagles by 3. Slowing it up now on the offense is Adam Aguilera. Crossover move to the top of the arc. Gives it off to Sandoval after a screen. Jacks up a 3 on the right wing and puts it through. Sandoval's unbeatable on the outside. He has got 4 trays and 14 points. We are tied at 27. Eagles coming to the front court. A 3 from the top. Tyler Box from downtown. Box with his first bucket of the ball game. The Eagles now converted on 3 trays. 30-27. We have got a back-and-forth affair here at Wildcat Gym in Lovington. A fumble on the dribble for Adam Aguilera, stolen by Box. Scoop shot and scores off the right glass. Box with back-to-back buckets. He's got 5 and 10 Lovington turnovers. 32-27, the biggest lead since 6 in the first quarter for the Eagles. Up the far sideline is Aguilera. Leans and shoots on the right block. No good. Gets his own rebound. Goes back up with it on the left glass of the hand and scores. That's Aguilera's 2nd rebound and 3rd point of the ball game. 3-point lead for the Eagles, 32-29. Slowing it up for Hobbs on the right wing now. Front court is Gore. Guarded by Hilliard. Drives baseline. Fadeaway 15 off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound by Ortiz, his first. Outlet to the near side across the timeline to Henson. Slows it up. Waits for his offense to come help him. Gives it back to Hilliard. Tries to drive to the left elbow. Kick out left corner to Henson. Fadeaway 3 and scores again. I'm not sure if they're going to count that as 3 or 2, but he does get the bucket. I think it is a tray. That's his 2nd for 6 points. Tied at 32. Box drives to the other baseline right side. It gets bodied up before passing in the lane. And they call the foul against the Wildcats. That'll be against Aguilera. That'll be his 3rd personal and the 18th foul. It will be a bonus situation for the Eagles. As we're going to get everybody lined up. They don't have them in the paint yet. I don't think the officials realize it's a one-on-one bonus. As both teams getting lined up for the one-on-one bonus. On the line will be Katre Morgan. No, excuse me, that'll be Tyler Box. Box accidentally got subbed out. I think they're going to have to bring him back to the court if they realize this. Yep, Coach Reeves finally says, yep, get him back out there. Box has not shot a free throw this season. This will be his first in the third game. So he comes back on the court, and that means exiting has to be Jesus Ramos. Box has hit 2 back-to-back buckets for the Eagles, a tray and a two-pointer for 5 points, all coming in this second quarter. Free throws up, and it's no good off the back of the rim. Ball loose, but Morgan tries to tip it for his 5th board. He gets knocked to the floor and a foul call. So Morgan continues to battle hard for the Eagles, and that will be the 9th foul against Lovington. And they'll charge that one to Damian Ortiz. That's his 3rd. So they've got Ortiz with 3 and Aguilera with 3 so far. Morgan's free throws a swish. Morgan is now 3 for 5 from the line. The reason he's got all these free throw opportunities is that battling on the boards that he's been doing so far leads the team with those 5 rebounds. Eagles are 8 of 14, and he makes his 2nd. So Morgan now with 4 points. 34-32, Hobbs by 2 with 4:47 left, second quarter. Very fast-moving first half here in Lovington. Pressure man-to-man defense, running up and down the baseline, and finally getting it in is Ortiz. Throws it down to the front court, to the right wing, holding it for a second. Hansen, backdoor in the left block. A one-hand push shot for Cadillo, and he puts it through the hoop. His first bucket. Tied up at 34. 4:30 left first half. In the front court is Mackey, top of the arc. Sends it right wing to Lewis. Slides left and kicks it back to the right side. On the perimeter to Morgan. Up top, wide open for a 3. Taking a shot is Ramos at the back of the rim. Underneath the hoop, trying to pivot out of the pressure after the rebound, Matthew Olivas. That's his first, and they call the elbow foul against Olivas. That gets Coach Casey Pack out of the court. He doesn't like that one. That's the 10th team foul against Lovington. Was an offensive foul, so they're not going to get free throws out of this. And officials going to meet about it to see where the ball is going to be set up. Actually, I don't know why it should be an offensive team foul, team control foul. There should be no free throws. If the teams are lined up, I don't think they realize what the rule is on that. So it will be Hobbs basketball. They'll have it left of the rim, as Hobbs will get it tied up at 34 and 4:18 left second quarter. Coach Pack's going to run to his bench and get a sub in. As getting in late here will be Tate Hilliard, checking in for Isaac Henson. 14 points for Kobe Sandoval for the Wildcats. Top scorer for the Eagles, Jalen Gore, after 2 trays. He's got 10. Inbound up top to Mora. Sends it right. Takes a few dribbles, does Ramos. Drives the lane. Windmill layup to the left of the glass on the reverse and scores. Boy, Ramos getting the job done there. Beautiful run to the hole. He's got 4. 36-34 Eagles. Double team at half court against Sandoval. Drives to the far sideline in front of the Hobbs bench. Up top of the circle off the dribble. Backs out. Hands it off left to Hilliard. Here comes to the top of the circle with the screen from Cadillo. Ripped away for the Eagles on the steal by Ramos. Turnover number 11. Goes to the rack. Tries to scoop on the right side. And a block foul on the Wildcats coming down the right side of the lane. Ramos will get 2 free throws out of it. Very sportsmanlike. Helps up the defender who got squashed after getting under his feet that time. They get the foul against Hilliard, his first 11th team foul. And that will put Ramos on the line to shoot 2. Yet to shoot a free throw and has 4 points. 36-34. Eagles by 2. Trying to make it 4 here with 2 free throws. First one's a swish for Ramos. Ramos came into this game at the charity stripe. 2 for 4. And now make him 3 for 5. 60% on the season. Second shot for Ramos is up, and it is bouncing around and good. He made them both. He's got 6 points. 38-34, Hobbs by 4, 3:48 left second quarter. Hard dribble now for Aguilera. Gets bumped into from behind for Mackey in the front court. Pass off to the right corner. Sandoval dishes down to the right block. Fumbled away by Olivas. Picks it up. Throws it back to the right wing to Aguilera. Down the lane with the runner off the back of the rim. Long rebound for the Eagles. Pulled down by Ramos. Sends it ahead and leading it towards the hoop on the right side on the layup. barely getting it over the rim before he got shoved out of bounds. That was Morgan for his 6th point. And a pass to the far sideline gets knocked out of bounds. I think they got a reach foul called too, as they will get the Eagles on that one. That's Morgan, his 2nd personal, and the 18th foul. Will be a 1-on-1 bonus for the Wildcats. Hobbs up by 6, matching their biggest lead of 6 back in the first quarter. They were up 6-0 to start the ball game. On the line will be Adam Aguilera, 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Has 3 points so far. Bucket here in the second quarter. Free throw is good as he leaned into it. 40-35, Eagles by 5 with 3:24 left here in the second. Mora's going to take a break for Hobbs. And coming on the court for him is Jalen Gore, leading the team with 10 points. Second shot for Aguilera, off the front of the rim, no good. Underneath the hoop for the rebound is Ramos. That's his 3rd. Throws it across the timeline, driving the lane hard. Mackey tries a little windmill action on the right side of the rim. They get him tied up in the air. Getting a hand on the ball was Adam Aguilera. Mackey thought it would be a foul call, but a jump instead, and the arrow going to Lovington. Wildcat basketball on the left baseline. Jeffrey to inbound. Throws it in the paint backcourt to Aguilera. Hard drive to the far side. It gets a triple team. Spins, pivots, throws it off the foot of Mackey, and it rolls out on the far sideline near the mid-stripe. Coach Reeves almost helped out and made it a 4-man defense there. He was right in the area on that far sideline. Inbound to the backcourt for Henson. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left second quarter. Eagles by 5. Dribbles around the right side to Henson. Or correction to Sandoval. Dribbles down the lane. Tries to go back door to Olivas on the right block. He wasn't waiting for the ball quick enough. Didn't have his hands up. But Morgan touches it last, and it goes out on the left baseline. So Wildcats dodging a bullet that time. Was a good pass, but the big man wasn't ready for it. Lovington will have it on that left baseline. Inbounding will be Adam Aguilera. Puts it back to the right elbow to Jeffrey. Crossover move down the lane. Gets a slide on the back foot, no call. Throws up the shot, lost it, and goes off the rim out of bounds on the baseline. Big slide step that time. Got a break by the official. Eagle basketball with 2:50 left in the half, up by 5. In the front court, Gore off the dribble, crossover. Shot from the free throw line, off the front of the rim. Pulled down on the right block and getting bodied as he goes up, leading towards the rim is Isaiah Lewis. Ball came off the iron, but he's fouled from behind. Second rebound for Lewis. He'll get the 2-shot deuce on the line here in a minute. Pushed in the back by Jared Jeffrey. That's his 3rd personal, 12th team foul. So Ortiz, Jeffrey, and Aguilera all with 3 apiece. Lewis is 0 for 2 from the stripe and makes his 3rd free throw there. And 3 total points for Lewis, the guy that got the tomahawk jam against the Goddard Rockets. Once again, if you want to see that, go to YouTube, the Hobbs Athletics YouTube page, the 1 hour, 39-minute mark of that game on Tuesday. You will see the jam, courtesy of Ron Gunter. Second shot is up and good, a swish. He got them both, 4 points for Lewis now. 42-35, the biggest lead now is 7 points. 2:35 left in the half. In the front court, off the pass is Aguilera. Puts it up top to Hilliard. Dribbles through his legs, comes down the paint. Backdoor pass going up with a double clutch, but fouled on the shoulder is Matthew Olivas. Trying to come up over the top is Katre Morgan. Not a smart foul. That's his 3rd now. And the 19th foul. So 2 shots going to be up for Matthew Olivas. Trying to get in the books. Has no points or free throw attempts yet. Clock stops at 2:24 left here in the second. A 7-point Eagle lead, pinning some free throws. First shot is up and good for Olivas. His first point of the ball game. Mora returns for Morgan, who has to sit with 3 fouls. Mackey and Ramos both have 2 apiece. Second shot, a hard break off the back of the rim. Mora rips it down underneath. He's got 3 rebounds. Outlet to the far sideline. Coach Reeves tells Gore to slow it down. Takes a few dribbles now. Clock running at 2:15. Dribbles through his legs. Bounce pass to Moore on the left wing. Down the left corner to Mackey. Back to the streak shooter Gore. Drives baseline left. Kick out right corner. 3 on the way. Actually a 2-point shot for Lewis. No good. Tip back up by Mackey off the rim. Goes back up again. And sends it over the iron with his left hand counted for a rebound and a bucket. Mackey with 4 points and 1 rebound. 44-36, an 8-point lead. Threading the needle back door. Taking a big step, though, was the big man, Matthew Olivas, from the left block on the travel. That'll be the 12th turnover for the Wildcats. 1:49 remaining here in the second. Eagles by 8. That is their biggest lead of the first half. Here comes Michael Mackey in the front court as he takes on Aguilera. Backs it out near the timeline. Trying to get some offensive rotation. Uses up his dribble. Dangerous throw to the right wing to Ramos. Tries the paint, leans and shoots off the side rim. Goes back up on the right block. And they're going to wave off the shot. They're going to say it was on the floor. He got through 2 defenders that time on the rebound. 4th board for Ramos. Like what he does coming off the bench. Gives some aggressiveness to this Eagles squad. They do get the foul on Henson, his second, 13th team foul. And they're going to go with the bonus situation here. But already a double bonus, so it doesn't matter, even though it wasn't a shooting foul. Ramos 2 for 2 from the line. He's got 6 points and 4 rebounds. Shots up and good. All 3 of his free throws made here in the second quarter. Extend the lead to 9, the biggest of the first half for the Eagles. One more free throw attempt here to get it up to double-digit lead. And it's good. He got them both. Ramos now with 8 points. 46-36 Eagles. Quickly the dribble in the front court. Aguilera. Pass to the right corner. Sandoval. He throws it away right to the hands of Ramos for the 13th turnover. Up ahead, trying to dunk it is Mackey, no good, and Mora will tip it up over the front of the rim. I'm going to see if they're going to count this basket. Maybe the official might have blown it off here. They call a foul in the head. I guess they're going to say the tip doesn't matter. The foul was called as Mackey went up. Thought they called it on the tip for Mora, who's trying to return it over the rim there. But that's going to put Mackey on the line. He's 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. 14 fouls on the Wildcats. They charged that one, I believe, to Isaac Henson, his second. First free throw's up and good for Mackey. 3 for 3 from the line now. 5 points for him. And he'll get one more. 11-point lead now for the Eagles, the biggest of the ball game, as they continue to extend that lead late here in the second quarter with 1:15 remaining. Mackey's second shot is up, and it is off the right rim, no good. Pulled down underneath for the Wildcats by Hilliard. That's his 3rd board. 1:10 remaining in the half. Drives the lane, left wing. Kick out left side to Henson. He throws up an air ball. Pulled down on the right block by Orlivas, his 2nd rebound. Up top to Hilliard. Over to the far side to Aguilera. Stop and go. And he gets the bite by the defense. Miller got on the back of him that time and picks up his 2nd. A lot of stop and go dribbling going on there, and Miller got out of control. Came over the top. That'll be the 10th team foul on the Eagles. 2nd on Miller. Double bonus both ways now. Stepping up to the charity stripe, Tate Hilliard. He's 1 of 2, has 6 points. Has not scored here in the second quarter, though. First free throw's up and bouncing around and good. Actually, that is Adam Aguilera. He is 3 for 5 from the line for 60% of the ball game. And 5 points. Second free throw is off the front of the rim, no good. Underneath the hoop for the rebound is Miller, his first. Outlet to the timeline to come across his Gore with 50 seconds left in the second. Top of the circle, 10-point lead for the Eagles. Backs into his defender. Bounce pass on the left elbow to Mora. Threads the needle down the lane to Lewis. Gets tied up at the middle of the paint. He had a big boy on him that time, Matthew Olivas. Got both of those biceps on top of the basketball and squeezed it for the jump. Eagles will have it on the baseline. Left of the rim. Leading by 10 with 39 seconds left. Up top of the arc with a pass to Gore. He'll back it out to the far side. Next to Coach Reeves at the time stripe. The last second instructions. Drives to the left elbow. Turns and fires the J. Off the back of the iron. Rebound left block by Sandoval for the Wildcats. Up ahead to a breaking Henson to the left block. Sends it to the left wing to Hilliard. Spin move with 20 seconds. Pass up top to Sandoval. Drives to the near side. Guarded closely by Mackey. Backs out to the timeline with 15 seconds. Hand off behind him to Aguilar. Stop and go. Spin move, top of the arc. Hand off to Hilliard. He'll drive the lane, weaving it. Passes left wing to Aguilar for 3. In and out of the rim, no good with 2 seconds. Rebound for Mora. Pass off to half court. A shot at the buzzer for Gore. Just misses off the right side of the rim. So the Hobbs Eagles leading big at the half. 47-27, a 10-point lead. We'll come back in 3 minutes here on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, the Cool 95.7 app, and on the web at YouTube.
You're clear. 2 minutes. One minute.
Add a 30, please.
One minute. $30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to Lovington. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you. The Battle of Lee County going on tonight. We're at the half as the Hobbs Eagles lead 47-37, a 10-point lead. They had as high as an 11-point lead in that second quarter. Lovington had a lead throughout much of the end of the first, heading into the second. They were up by 3. Let's take a look at the scoring in the first half. One double-digit score for the Wildcats so far. Kobe Sandoval, 14 points, 11 of those coming in the first quarter, where he hit 3 trays and 2 free throws, and then a tray in the second quarter. So he's converted 4 3-point shots. Again, 14 leading the Wildcats. Also scoring for the Lovington squad, Tayton Hilliard, finishing up with 6 points. He was 1 of 2 from the line, also hit one of the trays for the Wildcats. Another 6 points for Isaac Henson on 2 trays. Michael Cadillo hit a bucket for 2. Same did Damian Ortiz for 2 points. Matthew Olivas was 1 of 2 from the line for 1. And Jared Jeffrey 1 of 2 from the line for 1 point. So far, 8 players have scored for the Wildcats. They've had a total of 14 rebounds. Hilliard and Sandoval both with 3 apiece. Jeffrey, Aguilera, and Olivas all with 2. A total of 13 turnovers in the first half for Lovington. And for your Hobbs Eagles, lots of guys have been scoring in that first half. A total of 9 to be exact. Double digits for Jalen Gore. He had 10 points, including 2 trays. 7 of his points coming in the first quarter. He was also 2 for 2 from the line and had 2 rebounds. 8 points for Jesus Ramos, 6 of those in the second quarter, where he went 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. Aaron Mora was 6 points and 4 rebounds. Tyler Box coming in the second quarter, hit all 5 of his points then, including a tray. Michael Mackey was 5 points, 2 for 2 in the first quarter, and 1 for 2 in free throws in the second quarter. So he's now 3 for 4 from the charity stripe for those 5 points. Isaiah Lewis with 4 points in the game. He is 2 for 4 from the line. Jaden Miller hit a bucket for 2. Paxton Battishill came off the bench, went 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. And that pretty much wraps up the scoring. Or did I forget Trey Morgan? Yes, I did. 6 points for him. He went 4 of 6 from the line, and also 5 rebounds. He is the leading rebounder with 5. Jesus Ramos has 4, along with Aaron Mora, and 2 apiece for Isaiah Lewis and Jalen Gore. Eagles have out-rebounded Lovington 21-14 in the first half. Hobbs went 16 of 23 from the charity stripe for 64%, and they only had 7 turnovers compared to 13 for the Wildcats. Lovington did have a lead in that first quarter. They were up 21-20 at the end of it, but Hobbs coming back big in the second quarter as they outscored Lovington 27-16, 11-point differential to get the 10-point lead at the half. Lovington's dealing with some foul trouble in the first half as well. Jared Jeffrey, Adam Aguilera, and Damian Ortiz all with 3 apiece. And for the Hobbs Eagles, 3 for Morgan, 2 apiece for Mackey, Jesus Ramos, and Jaden Miller. We'll take a 2-minute break and come back here from Wildcat Gym. Stay with us on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and on YouTube.
You're clear. One minute. $30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hobbs Eagles and Lovington Wildcats. The Battle of Lee County returns. Hobbs up by 10, 47-37. I'd like to thank our sponsors of Hobbs Eagle basketball this season, including TDS, Lee County State Bank, Thriftway Grocery, A-Tech Air Conditioning, Bobby Shaw Realty, Forest Tire, Lasco Construction, Devon Energy, First American Bank, Robinson & Associates, and Gateway Insurance Financial. And Ron has just handed me some scores throughout the Lee County and outward areas. Roswell and Goddard going at it up there in Chavez County right now. Roswell leads Goddard by 13, 23-10 in the first quarter. Also, Clovis and Artesia going to a close one so far. It's Clovis 11, Artesia 6 in the first quarter. Big game also important for Hobbs at least. Silver is playing Carlsbad tonight in Las Cruces. That is the next opponent for the Eagles. By the way, there will be a doubleheader on Saturday. Hobbs girls at noon, followed by the boys at 2 o'clock. The girls will be on our Eagle station, 100.5, and the boys right here at Cool 95.7, plus all the other avenues that we do, HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. If you want to watch live video, you will have it this coming Saturday. We'll remind you about that throughout the broadcast tonight. Lovington basketball to start this third quarter as they trail Hobbs by 10. Into the front court around the right wing is Aguilera, gets a screen by Jeffrey. Spin move to the free throw, gives up top to Hilliard. Hilliard hands off down the lane to Henson, tries a windmill, rejected by Mora. He'll send it ahead to a breaking Mackey. Goes to the rack on the right side with a high arching layup. Mackey now with 7 points. Eagles with their biggest lead now, 12 here in the third quarter. We just got underway. Into the front court comes Aguilera. Stop and go on the right wing. Goes baseline. Up underneath the hoop. All the way to the far sideline. He completely weaved his way through the area. Kicks it back to the right wing to Hilliard. Pop a shot from the right elbow. Fade away. No good. Underneath the hoop for the rebound is Morgan. His 6th of the ball game. Sends it forward to Lewis. Down the right side of the lane. The runner shot over the middle of the glass and into the hoop. Count the bucket for Isaiah Lewis. He's got 6. Eagles now continue to pull up the score, up by 14. Into the front court. Aguilera top of the circle. Hands it off to Hinson left to right. Screen up top for Jeffrey. Hands it back to Sandoval going from right to left. Now at the top of the timeline. He'll give it off to the far side to Aguilera. Sends it to Jeffrey top of the circle. A few dribbles left. The handoff to Hinson. Fakes a 3. Screen up top from Hilliard. Fires a 3 on the fadeaway instead. Pulled down by Mora, jumping high in the sky. He's got 5 rebounds. Throws it up to Lewis on the left wing front court. Fadeaway 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Trying to save it for the Eagles. Flap on the floor. Boy, Morgan put his whole body on the line that time and hit the hardwood on his stomach. The jump ball will go back to the Eagles, and that is continuing physicality that you need from Morgan. He does have to be careful with the 3 fouls, but boy, he puts his body on the line. And a timeout on the court. 6:27 remaining, third quarter. Hobbs up with their biggest lead by 14, 51-37 over Lovington. Back in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. $15. 5, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hobbs leading Lovington here in the third quarter, 51-37. Ty Friend and Ron Gunner with you tonight. Next game again for the Eagles will be Saturday. That will be a 2 o'clock start from Las Cruces against Silver. Hobbs Lady Eagles will be before that at noon. Hobbs ball right of the rim. Inbounding will be Isaiah Lewis after this timeout. 51-37, 14-point lead. Trying to get the scoreboard taken care of here, so the officials stop the action. Eagles are showing a little box action in the paint on the inbound. Gets it inside to Mora. Turns and fires in the right block. No good. Tipped around. Far sideline. Picked up for the Wildcats by Hinson. Drives the left of the lane. Little double clutch over the front of the iron. And scores. Hinson now with 8 points. 31-59. Or 51-39. Eagles by 12. In the front court. Pass over to the right wing. To Box. Up top. To Lewis. Coming down the lane. Gore gets a pass. He leads and shoots. A little windmill action on the left of the rim and scores. 12 points now for Gore. 53-39. Eagles by 14. Going to the other side is Sandoval. Drives the right side lane. Double clutch. Fouled over the top. They're going to say a push in the back by Jalen Gore. That'll be Jalen's second. First team foul for the Eagles here in the second half. And that will put on the line Kobe Sandoval. Wildcats were 8 of 14 in the first half for 57% free throw shooting. Sandoval was 2 for 2. First shot's up and good. He's got 15. Subs coming in now. One for the Eagles is Jesus Ramos, 8 points, 4 rebounds. And coming in for the Lovington Wildcats, Damian Ortiz, 2 points and a board. Very physical, sturdy kid. Second shot's up and good for Sandoval. Got them both. He leads the team with 16 points. Wildcats, though, down by 12, 53-41. Eagles quickly in the front court. Dish off to Box on the left wing. Comes up top, sends it to Moore on the right side. And right behind him to Gore on that far sideline in front of Coach Reeves. Backs out to the timeline off the dribble. Zings it up top to Ramos. Drives the lane with the cradle. Goes to the hoop. Throws up a shot. No good. Gets his own rebound on the fadeaway off the left block. He's pushed backward. Count the basket off the glass. And the foul. So brilliant job for Ramos to get his own rebound. He's got 5 boards, 10 points now. Trying to get up to that double-double status tonight. Also perfect on the line at 4 for 4. Eagles are 16 of 23 as a team from the stripe for 64%. Getting their first free throw here in the second half. They called the foul against Ortiz. That's his 4th personal. He's taking a seat now. So one big body's going to have to take a breather for the Wildcats. As we get ready for the 3-point play opportunity for Ramos, and he zings it right through the net. He's got 11 points. 56-41, Eagles' biggest lead now, 15. Into the front court, spinning is Hinson. Gets it stripped by Box, saves it at the scores table. That'll be the 14th turnover. Up ahead to Gore, shot from 15, a fadeaway left side, no good. Tipped up in the air and pulled down on the right block by Hilliard. That's his 4th rebound. Dribbles across the timeline, stop and go against Box, sends it up to the near side to Aguilera. One hands it, dangerous throw. Teammate tries to catch the ball and gets tripped to the floor as Box fell over the top. Over the far sideline there of Hilliard. And they're going to call the foul on the Eagles for the push. That'll be the 2nd on Hobbs here in the second half. See what that was against. It looked like guys just got tangled up. They're going to call that on Tyler Box, his first. Inbounding on the far side is Hilliard. Throws it back deep in the backcourt to Aguilera to track it down. Box will pick him up at the time stripe. 4:50 left, third quarter. Eagles by 15, 56-41. Box got a hand on the basketball, spinning with it. Here's Aguilera, got away with the travel. Finds a teammate Hilliard on the left wing. Box puts some hands on him, no call. Kick it down left corner to Aguilera. Fakes it 3, drives the lane. Reverse layup over the front of the rim. Air ball. Rebound for Jalen Gore, his 3rd. Into the front court, stop and go. Dish down to the right corner to Ramos. Tries to go down the lane, is stripped in midair, taken away by Hilliard. Going to the other end, Hilliard's lefty layup is rejected by Lewis. Rebound by Aaron Mora, his 6th. Up ahead to a breaking Ramos, reverse right, no good. Mora tries to tip it up, can't get it to drop. And a rebound off the back of the rim by Hinson, his 3rd. Way open at the other end for a touchdown throw and a layup to Adam Aguilera. He's got 7 for the Wildcats. 56-43, a 13-point lead for Hobbs. And Coach Reeves wants to call the timeout. I think he's going to talk about the pacing issue and not letting Lovington start to get into a transition game. 3:57 left, third quarter. Hobbs 56, Lovington 43. We're back in 30 seconds on Cool 95.7 and YouTube.com.
You're clear. $15.
Another 30, please.
$30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
3:57 left, third quarter. Hobbs leading Lovington 56-43 in the Battle of Lee County. Inbound pass from the Eagles at the timeline is stolen away on the far side by Hilliard for turnover number 8, but he gives it right back to the Eagles for turnover number 15 for the Wildcats. Pass down the lane to Lewis, misses the dunk off the back of the rim. Rebound by Jeffrey in transition. Goes backdoor and a tip in on the layup on the right side by Sandoval. He's got 18 to lead the Wildcats. 56-45. Going to the other end. Going to the rack on the left side with a double clutch is Lewis. He puts it through. He's got 8. 58-45. Back to a 13-point lead for Hobbs. Slowing it up now is Tate Hilliard. Pass to the right wing to Sandoval. Gets it stripped. Rolls toward the timeline. Nice hands by Ramos. Recovering it is Sandoval. Hard drive down the right side of the lane. Goes through 2 defenders and scores off the right glass. Sandoval with back-to-back buckets. He's got 20 now. 58-47, Eagles by 11. Slowing it down a bit is Jalen Gore now in the front court on the left wing. Takes his time, a screen from Mora. NBA 3 from the left, in and out, no good. Lewis will get a hand on it momentarily. Right off the knee, though, of a defender, Joey Villalobos on that right block, and it goes up his knee out of bounds. So Hobbs will get it back on the left baseline. Checking in for the Eagles is Jaden Miller. He comes in for Tyler Box. Miller will be the inbound man. A box look on the inbound. High inbound to Mora. Tries the alley-oop. Misses over the front of the rim. Board pulled down by Jeffrey, his 4th. Bounce pass to the near sideline to Sandoval. He'll take on Miller one-on-one. Puts on the brakes. Stop and go on the dribble. Now in the front court, right wing. Drives to the right corner. Miller slides right with him. Keeps it same side to Hilliard right on the near sideline. He'll back it out to the timeline, guarded by Gore. Dribbles through his legs, a screen, push foul will leave us, no call. Gets a deflection off the dribble and picks it up on the right elbow. Kick it left wing, 3 on the way for Sandoval off the back of the rim. Long rebound for Michael Mackey and the Eagles. Goes to the rack to the other end and a layup on the left glass. Michael Mackey got knocked to the floor. No foul on that one, but 9 points for Mackey. And we've got a timeout on the court as Coach Pack needs to talk to his Wildcats as they trail by 13. 2:12 left, third quarter. Don't you leave us. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Make it 30 on Cool 95.7.
You're clear. $15. Five, 3, 2, 1, go.
60-47, Hobbs by 13 with 2:12 left here in Lovington in the third quarter. After a Lovington timeout, Wildcat basketball in their baseline backcourt. Inbounding is Hilliard on the right side, bounces in far left to Aguilera. He'll be guarded by Miller for the Eagles. Stop and go, beats Miller across the timeline, sends it to the right wing to Hilliard. Lost the ball on the floor. It's stripped by Ramos. Turnover number 16. Ramos comes down the left lane. Double clutch off the glass and is bodied up for a foul. Ball comes off the rim, but they'll get the foul against Joey Villalobos, his first, second team foul. And that will put Ramos on the line. Ramos is 5 of 5 from the charity stripe, has 11 points. Eagles 17 of 24 from the line. First free throw is up, off the front of the rim, no good. He'll get one more. Clock stopped with 1:55 left, third quarter. Hobbs by 13, 60-47. New sub in the game for the Eagles, Ethan Van Landingham. Caught Trey Morgan also on the court to rebound here. Second free throw good for Ramos. He's got 12 now, 61-47. He's tied with Gore for the top scorer at 12. Coming across the timeline, bumper car a little bit for Aguilera as he's guarded closely by Van Landingham. Dish off left wing to Villalobos, goes backdoor and a layup on the reverse by Jeffrey. Little finger roll, he's got 3. 61-49, here come the Eagles. 12-point lead with 1:35 left in the third. Pass up court to the right wing to Miller, tried to go lane, lost the ball. It's stripped away by Hilliard, turnover number 9 for the Eagles. Pass to the left corner, 3 on the way off the glass, no good for Villalobos. Rebound underneath the hoop by Gore for the Eagles, that's his 4th. He'll dribble into the front court and slow it down, top of the circle, backs out to the timeline. 1:15 left in the third, Eagles by 12, 61-49. Gore wants a clear out, dribbles through his legs, crossover move to the right elbow. Over to the right corner, 3 on the way for Ramos, off the front of the rim, no good. Long rebound for the Wildcats. In transition is Aguilera. 1-on-2, stripped by Morgan. Ball rolls out of bounds, and it'll be Hobbs basketball right off the knee of Adam Aguilera. Coach Pack is storming on the court, and he just had a word for the other official on the far sideline. They're going to have a discussion here to see if it did go off the knee last of the driver, which was Adam Aguilera. Long discussion. And it looked like it did go off his knee as Morgan got a hand on the basketball, shoved it towards the leg of Aguilera. I think they're changing the call. The official underneath the basket made the call. The one on the far sideline overruled it. And it'll be Lovington basketball. Morgan was lucky he didn't get a foul because he came kind of stripped from behind. That would have been his 4th, but he dodged a bullet on that one. Eagle defense now. Lovington have it underneath their hoop on the left baseline. Inbounding will be Jeffrey. Hobbs still by 12, 57 seconds left, third quarter. Long pass on the half-court line is stolen away for the Eagles. Ramos goes up with a finger roll over the front of the rim after the steal. That's 14 for Ramos and 17 Lovington turnovers. 63-49, Eagles by 14 with 40 seconds left, third quarter. Beating the pressure is Aguilera. A runner shot from the free throw line off the mark. Ripped it down by Miller. Miller gets a nice board. He's fouled. Make that the second rebound for Miller. And a foul against the Wildcats for a reach off to the rebound. That'll be Lovington's 3rd team foul. And we're going to see who they're going to get this against. We'll check that out here in just a second. A big scrum pile on the ball that time as the Eagles come across with Miller. 28 seconds left in the third. Top of the circle. Over to left wing to Ramos. Drives the paint, double clutch. I'm going to say he took a step before they tried to the hole. And Miller got the ball after the rebound and said, hey, I just did a shake and bake. I kind of moved my elbows around a little bit, kept my pivot foot down, and ref not going to buy all that explanation, though. So that will be a turnover for the Eagles. That's number 10 on the game. There's been 17 for the Wildcats. 20 seconds left here in the third. Ball in the hands of Aguilera as he goes one-on-one against Gore now in the front court. Pass to the right wing to Sandoval. Comes around the left circle. Gives it off right behind him to Villalobos. Stop and go dribble. Screen up top from Jeffrey. Pass over to the right wing to Aguilera. Drives the lane, right side, windmill layup, and puts it through the hole off the glass. 9 for Aguilera. 1 second left, three-quarter court. Shot at the buzzer by you-know-who. Jalen Gore from the far right sideline. Barely clinks off the front of the rim, no good. It was a close one, though. At the end of 3, though, the Eagles up by 12 over Lovington, 63-51. We're back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network.
You're clear. It's 60, right, Ty?
Yes.
Okay. $30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
We get ready for the fourth quarter here in Lovington. We got a barn burner going on. It is a 12-point lead, but it's good athletic action going up both ends of the court. Lovington led with 20 points for Colby Sandoval, 9 for Adam Aguilera, the leaders. For the Eagles, 14 for Jesus Ramos. Jalen Gore with 12, 9 for Mackey, 8 for Lewis, 6 for Morgan. The Eagles had the ball. Or making defense, I should say. Lovington ball to start the fourth quarter. Reverse layup on the left of the glass. No good for Aguilera. And rebound for the Eagles. Lewis in transition, his third board. Comes down the lane. A fadeaway to the right block. It's knocked to the floor. Count the basket and the foul for Lewis. He's got 10 points now, double digits. And a chance to make it a three-point play. Get the foul on Henson, his third, 14th foul. And Lewis will step up to the charity stripe. Eagles are 17 of 26 from the line. Lewis is 2 for 4 and make it 3 of 5. He does have 11 now after the made point. 66-51. Eagles back up by 15, matching their biggest lead. Driving through the midcourt is Aguilera, and a whistle as they're going to call the reach foul. It will be against Lewis. That's going to be his first, 13th foul against the Eagles. Getting a little bit contentious in that backcourt now. Coach Reeves on a happy camper on that one. Thought there was a push-off on the play. Inbound to Aguilera on the far side. He pushes off Lewis again. No call. Now it's going to be called by the official. He throws that big elbow and says, I saw it that time, and he rips him on the foul. That's Aguilera's fourth, 15th foul, and that will be a turnover too. 18 against the Wildcats. 66-51. Hobbs by 15. Inbound to the backcourt to Gore. Gore will bring it across the timeline. Taking his time, running some clock. Bounce pass to the free throw line to Mora. Gives it off to the right elbow to Morgan. To the left elbow. Shot on the way for Ross. He just came out the bench off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound for Henson, his fourth. Throws it ahead to a breaking Aguilera. Goes to the rack reverse. Actually, that was Hillard. Misses out the back of the rim. Mora with the rebound. Outlet to the far side. And in transition was Isaiah Lewis. There was a whistle, looked like a foul, but they're going to say he stepped on that far sideline in front of the Lovington bench. So that'll be turnover number 11 for the Eagles. 7:06 remaining in the fourth. Lots of loud Hobbs Eagle fans right behind us tonight. One of the fans told me asked me during halftime, can you hear? I said, no, I can't hear. And they smiled about that one. 15-point Eagle lead. 7:06 remaining in the game. Inbound to the backcourt to Hilliard. He'll take on Lewis through the timeline. Front court now on the right wing. Stop and go. Crossover. Screen by Olivas. And we've got a illegal screen, a knee being thrown out by Olivas. The official from the far sideline makes the call. That's going to be Olivas' second personal and the 6th team foul. Clock stop with 6:57 remaining. Eagle ball on the near sideline of the backcourt. Lewis will get it in to a by himself Gore. Takes his time through the time stripe on the right wing. Dribbles through his legs. Crossover, screen from Morgan. 1-2 and up on the scoop shot over the right side and scores. A glide step through the lane for Gore. That's his 14th point. Half-court pass to the other end. Eagles up by 17, their biggest lead. To the right elbow is Sandoval. Kicks it left wing, jab step for Henson. Fake to three, goes baseline, lost the ball. Saves it to his teammate. They're going to have a push in the back as Jeffrey hits the deck. Try to come back to the ball on that right block, and the Eagles shoved in the back there. Jeffrey went flat on the floor. That'll be the 14th foul against the Eagles. Charge that to Mackey, his 3rd. Lovington basketball, right baseline, inbounding will be Jeffrey. 6:28 remaining in the game. Goes back door to the right block to Sandoval. Fadeaway jumper from 15, no good. Long rebound for Mackey, his 3rd. Comes down the lane, and he throws a bad pass right back to Hilliard in the paint. 12th turnover. Up ahead to Sandoval. Shot from the right elbow and swishes it. That's the first points for Sandoval in the 4th quarter. He leads the team, the Wildcats, with 22. 68-53, a 15-point Eagle lead. In the front court, it's Gore. Backs it out to the timeline. Stepping out on D against him is Hilliard. Unloads to the right wing to Morgan. Tries to throw it back to the left side behind Mora. Mora headed to the hoop. The ball comes out to the near sideline, out of bounds for turnover number 13. Just a little miscommunication on that one. Still leading by 15, which is a nice little cushion. Coach Pack wants a timeout in the backcourt. It's loose. Picked up, though, at the timeline by Henson. Didn't get the timeout. Goes it down left corner to Jeffrey. A fadeaway 3, no good. Ball tipped in the air, pulled down in the left baseline by Lewis, his 4th rebound. Outlet to the timeline to Gore. Left wing, drives the baseline, throws up a shot on the run, no good. Tipped up over the front of the rim by Morgan. Tries a second rebound as it come off the rim. His 8th rebound, it's missing as well. Sandoval picks it up for the Wildcats. 4th board for him. Outlet across the timeline, and slowing it up is Hilliard. Take it on Morgan. To the right wing and 5:20 remaining. Eagles by 15. Gets a screen from Jeffrey. Spin move. Lost it out of bounds on the near side. Referee is a little bit wondering which way to go with it. He's going to say Morgan touched it last. So we'll be Lovington basketball on the near side. And the ball is thrown in quickly for the Wildcats. In the hands of Sandoval. Right wing. Spins, double team. Pass to Jeffrey on the right block. Wraparound pass underneath to the left block. And laying it in uncontested is Olivas. He's got 3 total. 68-55. We're down to 5 minutes remaining. Eagles up by 13. Top of the arc front court is Mackey. Sends it left wing to Lewis. Crossover move to the right side of the lane. Goes down hard. Throws up a runner shot. Puts it through the hole. And a late charge call, I believe, against the Eagles. So they're going to wave that one off, and they'll go the other way. They called that against Morgan. Morgan must have been trying to rebound because they said he shoved off. I guess it wasn't on the drive itself. That will be the 4th on Morgan and the 15th foul against the Eagles. Full court pressure defense. 68-55. High inbound to Sandoval, brings it down just shy of the timeline. Throws it back deep to Hilliard on the far side. He'll bring it across against Morgan. Clock to 4:40 remaining. Dish off to the left wing to Henson. Henson with a shake and bake, drives left baseline. High arching shot is fouled. Leaning into him a little bit that time was Michael Mackey. Mackey will pick up his 4th personal, 16th foul. And that will send to the line Isaac Henson. Henson is yet to shoot a free throw. I believe this is the first attempt for him in this ball game. Yes, it is. He's yet to shoot one. He's got 2 trays to his name back in the 1st quarter. Wildcats are 10 of 16 from the line, and it clinks the first one off the front of the rim. No good. 2 free throws going to put Henson to double digits, but he stops at 8, missing that first free throw. Second shot is good with 9. 68-56. Hobbs still by 12, 4:37 remaining. They don't have the clock starting here. Stuck at 4:37. Somebody better get the clock started. In the front court on the right wing is Gore. Clock is still set at 4:37. An 18-footer inside the three-point line off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound underneath by Van Landingham, but throws it right back to the Wildcats. For turnover number 14, and a pass down court long to Sandoval, who lays it in on the right glass. He's got 24. A single-digit lead now for the Eagles, just 9. Gore with the ball now in the front court, guarded by Hilliard. Drives to the left wing, pass up top to Morgan. A big chant of defense for the Wildcat fans. Over to Van Landingham in the left wing. Cross court right to Gore in the deep right corner. He'll jump up the far sideline towards the timeline in front of Coach Reeves and the Eagle bench. Clock to 4 minutes. Hobbs running the clock. Morgan will step out to give a screen on that far side. Gore decides not to use it. One hands a pass to the left wing to Mackey. Drives to the free throw line. To Moore on the right side. 15-footer off the back of the rim. And coming down with it with a cradle on the rebound on the right base is Jeffrey. Over his back is Morgan. And I believe that's a foul on him. Jeffrey's 5th rebound. And that might be the 5th on Morgan. That will be the 17th foul. And I believe Morgan is fouled out of the ball game. Scoreboard says 2 fouls. I can't believe that's right. So they're going to say he had, wait a minute, now they're going to buzz the court here. The scorekeeper saying it should be a bonus, and that is true. That's the 7th foul. And they're claiming that Cortre Morgan has only got 4 fouls, so I don't know if that's been added to. It looked like they sent him off the court with 5, but we'll have to wait and see if that was the case. He didn't leave the game unless coach just pulled him out to not get his 5th foul. So they're going to the other end. They will get the 1-and-1 as Jared Jeffrey will step up to the stripe. He's 1 of 2 from the line. First shot is up and good. He's got 4 points. 68-60, the closest Lovington has been since this second half. Hobbs has had a double-digit lead for most of it. Second free throw off the back of the rim, no good. And pulled down by Michael Mackey, his 4th rebound. He'll dribble up midcourt, 3:40 remaining. Hobbs up by 8. Top of the circle, guarded by Sandoval. Unloads left corner to Gore for 3 and swishes it through. Big shot for Gore. That's his 3rd tray of the ball game, and he's got 18 to lead the Eagles. 71-60, and a crash and burn on the far sideline near midcourt. Hitting the floor hard as Sandoval got tangled up with Ramos. No foul call, but the ball spurts out, and they're going to call that a turnover as it goes out of bounds. That'll be the 19th turnover for the Wildcats. Eagle ball at the mid-stripe. Inbounding will be Ramos. Puts it in the backcourt to Mackey with 3:20 remaining. Top of the circle. Slides left off the dribble. Goes back to the right of the zigzag. High pass, hard one to Gore. Throws it so hard it goes behind him, and no chance to save it for Gore. That'll be the 15th turnover. Put a little bit too much mustard on that one. Down to the deep right corner. Clock stops with 3:16 remaining. I think we have a timeout on the court. 71-60. Eagles by 11 here in the 4th. Come back with us in 60 seconds on Cool 95.7 and YouTube.com.
You're clear. $30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
3:15 remaining here in the 4th. Hobbs leading Lovington 71-60 after a timeout. Wildcat basketball in the front court. Hinson on the far side. Hands it off to his teammate Hilliard at the timeline. And a dish off to the right wing to Sandoval. Drives the right base, goes to the rack on the right side with a little scoop action. Finger roll, puts it up and in, and fouled. Nice move to the rack that time by Sandoval. Has 6 points in the fourth, 26 overall. They get the foul over the top by Mackey. And that'll be the 18th foul against the Eagles. That is 5 on Michael Mackey. He'll finish the game with 9 points. Was also 3 of 4 for the charity stripe. And that will put on the line Kobe Sandoval. Substitution for the Wildcats. Matthew Oliva steps in. Hobbs Eagle fans give a nice round of applause for Michael Mackey as he exits. Chance for a three-point play for Kobe Sandoval. Shots up off the back of the rim. Ball loose, picked up in the paint by Morgan. That's his 9th board. Drives coast to coast, goes to the rack, lays it in on the right side, uncontested. Flat-footed D that time for the Wildcats. 8 for Morgan. 73-62 Eagles, 11-point lead. At the other end, Sandoval fadeaway right 3. Rebound underneath by Mora as it came off the iron. That's the 9th rebound for Mora. Gives it off to his teammate Gore on the front court. Left wing, screened by Mora. Drives to the top of the circle. 3 on the way for Gore, in and out, no good. Mora with the reverse on the layup on the rebound. Missed it. Ball loose on the court. Is coming down with it is Jeffrey for the Wildcats. And appears to be a jump ball. Getting on the floor with Jeffrey that time was Katre Morgan. So the arrow is what they're going to go with here. Subs are coming in. Lewis is going to return for the Eagles. And taking a seat will be Tyler Box. Lovington gets the arrow. Wildcat ball on the right baseline of their backcourt. To inbound is Hilliard. 2:25 remaining in the fourth. Hobbs by 11, 73-62. Bouncer into Hinson to the far side. Dribbles the middle of the court. Backing in against Ramos across the timeline. Spinning around with the dribble. Throws it deep to the timeline again to Hilliard. Stop and go to the right base. Lost the ball. Stripped by Mora. And taken away for the Eagles by Lewis. Turnover number 20 for the Wildcats. Pass across the timeline to Lewis on the right wing. Up top to Gore. Clock down to 2 minutes remaining. Hobbs by 11. Coach Reeves wants to see a spread out now as Gore heads to the timeline. Stop and go. Pass to the near side. Gets it to Ramos. Drives the lane. Lost the ball. Picked up by Morgan on the right block. Over to the right wing to Gore. Thought about an NBA 3 in from the Hobbs Eagle bench. Instead returns back deep to Lewis to run some clock. Back to Gore on the far side. To the timeline. Crossover move. Backs it out again. Clock down to 1:35. Eagles by 11. Driving the paint right side. Windmill layup on the right and scores off the glass with that finger roll. He's got 19. 75-62 Eagles. Here come the Wildcats. Jeffrey in the front court. Crossover. Top of the arc. Stop and go. To the rack on the reverse right side, and he's fouled high in the air. Ball comes off the back of the rim, but he'll get 2 free throws out of it. Jeffrey will head to that stripe. Hobbs will get the foul call against Lewis, his second. 19 foul. Clock stopped with 1:18 remaining here in the fourth. Hobbs up 75-62. Jeffrey is 2 for 4 from the line, 50%, has 4 points and 6 rebounds. Shot is up, bouncing the rim, front, back, and off. No good on the second in a row miss for Jeffrey. He gets one more, though. Coming off the bench now for the Wildcats, Joey Villalobos. And they're going to hold Sandoval over there. I guess he's going to be coming in for Jeffrey after the second free throw. 75-62, pinning this second throw. Shot is up and good for Jeffrey. Jeffrey now with 5 points. Sandoval will check in now instead for Hinson. And it will be Hobbs basketball. 1:18 remaining, inbound to Gore. 75-63 Eagles. Gets it to the timeline to Ramos. Will bring it across on the far side. Coming back to get it is Lewis, middle of the court. Stop and go, backs out against Sandoval. Hands it off to Gore, driving the middle of the lane. Alley-oop backdoor for Morgan on a double clutch. Misses off the right rim. And a rebound for the Wildcats. It's stripped, though, out of the hands of Villalobos. A steal going to the rack to the other end. Ramos will hand it off at the last second and laid up and in for 2 for Gore. He's got 21 points. That was the 21st turnover. 3 on the way on the left wing for the Wildcats by Arroyo. And the ball rolls out of bounds on the baseline. Morgan tried to get a piece of that on the boards, but lost control of it, so we'll go back to the Wildcats. 43 seconds remaining here in the fourth, and Hobbs up by 14. Their biggest lead has been 17 here in the second half. Inbounding in the deep left corner of the baseline is Aguilera. He'll throw it into the right corner, a fadeaway shot from the right rim. It goes off and rolls out again, and it will be Hobbs' ball this time. Now we got an official who's going to override the other. They're going to say it was touched. Well, one official came and said, no, it was touched by somebody else. And the first official said, I think I have it, Hobbs. And they're both shaking their head yes now. So it'll stay the way it was the first time. Inbound to Gore on the near side with 30 seconds remaining. Slows it up as he comes to the timeline. 14-point lead. He's bumping into the defender. Tilliard spins on the far side with 20 seconds remaining. Crossover move through his legs behind his back. Running that clock. Stop and go. Coming down the middle of the paint. Bounce pass back door to Mora. Goes up strong with two hands and puts it off the glass for two. Mora gets 8 total now. 8 seconds remaining. Eagles up by 16. Long ball down to the right wing. 3 on the way for Villalobos on the right side and drills it through. Villalobos with his first bucket of the ball game. 5 seconds remaining. Ball got knocked out of bounds on the near side, inbounded to Gore, and that will be the contest. The Eagles are victorious, 79-63 over the Lovington Wildcats. Hobbs improves to 3-0 on the season as Lovington drops to 0-2. We'll come back with the post-game show, the Battle of Lee County, here on Cool 95.7. Also the Cool 95.7 app, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube in 3 minutes.
You're clear. Two minutes. One minute.
Out of 30, please.
Okay. One minute. $30. $15. $5. 3, 2, 1, go.
We're back live at Wildcat Gym here in Lovington. The Battle of Lee County is over, and the Hobbs Eagles get the win 79-63 to go to 3-0 on the season. The Wildcats drop to 0-2. The Eagles were actually down at the end of the first quarter, 21-20, but had a 10-point lead at the half, 47-37, after outscoring the Wildcats 27-16 in the second quarter. Eagles get up to the 63-point range by adding 16 to their score in the third, and a 14-point total for Lovington in the third as well. So they still have the edge in the third. And the last quarter, the Eagles scoring 16 and 12 for the Lovington Wildcats. Again, the 16-point victory for the Eagles. The biggest lead of the second half was 17. Let's take a look at the individual numbers first for the Wildcats. And their top scorer tonight, Kobe Sandoval with 26 points. He also was 4 of 5 from the charity stripe and also dumped in 3 3-pointers in the first quarter alone and finished with 4 for the ball game. So very good shooting in the first half. Didn't take that many threes in the second half, but still had the 26 points. He was the only one in double digits. Isaac Henson and Adam Aguilera getting close, though. Or actually, yeah, Isaac Henson with 9. He had a couple of trays in the first quarter, went 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Adam Aguilera also adding 9 points, and he had several free throw opportunities. He was 3 for 6 from the line as well. Tayton Hilliard finished up with 6 points, 1 of 2 from the line, and a tray to his name. Other scorers, Jared Jeffrey with 5 points. He finished up 3 of 6 from the line. Also 3 points for Joey Villalobos on a tray late in the game. Michael Cadillo hit a bucket for 2. Matthew Olivas had 3 points with 1 of 2 on the line, and Damian Ortiz hit a bucket for 2 as well. A total of 9 players scoring for the Wildcats. They were 13 of 23 from the charity stripe for 57%, and they had 25 rebounds in the game. Jared Jeffrey unofficially was 6 to lead the squad, 4 for Tayton Hilliard along with Kobe Sandoval, and 3 for Adam Aguilera. The 21 turnovers definitely a problem for the Wildcats in this one. And now let's take a look at the Hobbs Eagles. Lots of guys getting involved with their point production tonight. Jalen Gore leading with 21 points. He had 3 3-pointers in the ball game and had 10 points in the first half and 11 in the second half. Jalen did not he only got 2 free throws, and that was in the first quarter where he went 2 for 2. So a great game for Gore. He also had 4 rebounds. Eagles also saw double digits with 14 from Jesus Ramos coming off the bench. Lots of opportunities on the free throw line as well. He went 6 of 7 from the line and also had 5 rebounds. So a great 6-man position for him as he was getting the job done off the bench. Another double-digit score in Isaiah Lewis, finishing up with 11 points. In terms of the free throws, he was 3 of 5 for 60% and also with 4 rebounds for the Eagles. Didn't get a dunk tonight, but he did attempt one in this ball game and almost put it through the hole like he did against Goddard. So those 3 in double digits, Gore 21, Ramos 14, and Lewis 11 as they combined for 46 of the Hobbs Eagles' 79 points. Getting close to the double digits, Michael Mackey, he had 9 points, 3 of 4 from the line, and 4 rebounds. 8 apiece for Aaron Mora. He was close to a double-double with 10 rebounds. And Katre Morgan finished with 8 points and 9 rebounds. So definitely a great job out there. Morgan almost bowed out of the ball game but stayed in to the last second. And he did end up also with good free throw opportunities. He was 4 for 6 from the line. Tyler Box hit a tray. He finished up with 5 points. Jaden Miller had a basket for 2. Paxton Battershill went 1 of 2 from the line for 1 point. So I believe we got everybody in there that put some points in the bucket tonight. Or Jaden Miller had a basket as well for 2 points. So 9 players scoring in this ball game for the Hobbs Eagles. This was their best free throw shooting outing in the season as they went 19 of 27 for 70%. Unofficially, Eagles out rebounding Lovington 41-21, so definitely a big game there. The big leader, Aaron Mora, with the 10 rebounds. Katre Morgan right behind him with 9. And a couple other guys stepping up too. Looks like 5 for Jesus Ramos and 4 apiece for Jalen Gore, Isaiah Lewis, and Michael Mackey. So I think this is the best combined rebounding performance for the Eagles as well as their free throw shooting on the season. Hobbs with only 15 turnovers compared to 21 for the Lovington Wildcats. So the Eagles put this one in the book, 79-63, as they get the 16-point victory to go to 3-0 on the season. We should mention, too, coming up this Saturday, the Eagles and the Lady Eagles will be on the road. They'll be in Las Cruces, playing at Las Cruces High. Doubleheader starting at noon. The girls will be on Eagle 100.5. That'll be at noon. And then the 2 o'clock game, the Hobbs boys right after that. So as soon as that one's done, we'll be shifting radio stations. Eagle for the girls' game, and then we got Cole 95.7, YouTube, etc. for the boys' game. A few scores coming in as Ron Gunner been doing a great job keeping up with us on this tonight. That big battle up in Roswell. The Coyotes of Roswell High defeat Goddard tonight by 12. Actually, that's in the third quarter, I should say, 59-47, as the Coyotes lead by 12 in that one. Clovis and Artesia in the third quarter, a barn burner. That's always a big contest. Clovis with 42, Artesia with 41. That's a very close ball game. Hobbs definitely getting this win tonight, and what the record is 67-12. Ron, is that what you're telling me? Okay, 67-12 is the overall series record with these two teams. Hobbs with 67 wins and 12 losses since the 1950 season. So definitely a big bonus for the Eagles. Had a little bit of trouble with the football game earlier this year, but basketball, they get the win here at Wildcat Gym for the victory. So it's been a barn burner here with the Battle of Lee County. Hope you enjoyed every second of it. Again, we will be back on the radio this coming Saturday for boys basketball at 2 o'clock here at Cool, and HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and the girls starting at noon on Eagle 100.5. We're more than happy to bring you to you in all different venues to make sure you get the best coverage ever. Final score once again from Lovington, 79-63, the Hobbs Eagles. For Ron Gunner, Tiffany Stuber back at the station, I'm Ty Friend. We'll see you on Saturday.
You're clear.
Thanks a lot, Tiffany.
You're welcome.
See you later.
Okay.